Hey everybody, KC here. So the last 2 days I've done my FaceTimes. I've used newspaper metaphors, gotten some nice emails about it. So I have one more for you. Then I'm going to be done with this particular series, at least for a while. So I want to tell you about my very first day as a newspaper reporter. This goes back to 1978. No computers in the newsroom. Everything was on IBM Selectric typewriters. It's a long time ago. So it's my first day working for the Rockland Journal-News. And one of the things they do the first day is that you work the night desk and very often you write obituaries, which is what I had to do. And so I'm working the night desk, and listen, I have to be honest with you. I'd never taken a journalism class in my life. Okay. By the way, I've never taken a business class either. I worked in retail. How I ended up working in journalism, writing about business, is beyond me. And some of you will say, this explains much. Anyway, it's my first night. I'm writing obituaries and I did the whole thing. And I'm very, very proud of myself. I think it's gone well. So the next morning, I'm still at the office, and Bill Channon, who was the editor of the Rockland Journal-News, comes in, and Bill sort of reaches over and grabs the newspaper, right? The pile that had just been printed, brings it into his desk, as I gather was his custom every morning, and he sits down and he puts his feet up on the desk and he lights himself a cigar, 1978, and he starts to read the paper. And so I'm there and I'm working, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. And suddenly I hear, "Coop!" Oh my God, what have I done? I'm gonna last one day. I go into his glassed-in office, and he hands me the paper, and there's my obituary, and he says, "I want you to read that to me." So I do, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but the essence of it was Mary Jones of Nyack, New York, died yesterday of natural causes. She was 63, right? I said, okay, it seems like I got everything in there. He looks at me and goes, "Nobody dies of natural causes at 63. He goes, "If somebody dies and it's in our paper as an obituary, if they're younger than 80, I want to know what the cause of death is." Okay? You can't die of natural causes at 63. I have to tell you, that may have been the single best lesson I ever learned as a newspaper reporter, and it came on day one. His point was, and I think this is true for every business, right, is just don't take things for granted. Don't just accept things on face value. You've got to ask the second question, okay? There are things you just shouldn't accept in life, and one of them is the fact that when you're 63 years old, it's not natural causes when you die. Now, I got to tell you, I was, 22 years old? 63 seemed like ancient to me. Well, I'm 65 now. People die at 75 or 80. I'm thinking to myself, man, that's pretty young. So your perspective changes with time. But it was a great lesson that I learned, and it's one that kind of cuts across, I think, all business models. Always be willing to ask the second question. Don't accept anything on faith. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.